And you have one video that's interesting that talks about mistakes that native speakers make, right?
Yeah, because it was something that completely blew my mind as a language learner when I was with YouTube, when I was watching YouTubers and I would hear people just say, lay in bed. This was actually the first mistake that I was like, but it's not correct. I know like people say it a lot, but like grammatically, you should say lie in bed.
Oh
Yeah,
no, the grammar purist is coming out. Uh-oh, Veronica.
yeah, and a lot of other things. Yeah, actually, like even I think even today I was watching a video and the guy there said more more easier or something
Mm-hmm.
like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a native speaker and he was just like talking really fast and he wasn't really thinking, right? When you're a native
Exactly.
speaker, you don't think about what you're saying. So he was like, yeah, it was more easier. I was like, yeah, more easier. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, oftentimes this is just a matter of speaking really fast and, having
Yeah.
things just come out, right? Of course, we
Yeah.
know it's
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah, of course you know what is correct. Yeah, but that's why I didn't include this as a mistake because like as lay in bed, this is something that people actually use. Like they maybe prefer, a lot of people would prefer to say lay instead of lie. Yeah.
And that's true. And what would you recommend for your viewers? Should they stay away from these kind of mistakes? Because you know what? I tell you, living in Mexico, sometimes, maybe the least grammatically correct way is actually the most naturally way, because there's times where I like try to conjugate things like by the book, and sometimes I just would notice people would say, oh, it's like this, and it's not like how I learned in the book. What do you
Yeah.
think about that?
No, I think when they're talking to native speakers, they should definitely make these mistakes too,
Mm,
because this is just how people speak. This is natural. This is great. And maybe, yeah, maybe actually if you try to say those expressions correctly, like how they're supposed to be said, maybe native speakers are gonna be like, oh no, like we actually don't say that. Like you should make this mistake, it's a great
mm,
mistake.
exactly.
Yeah,
Sometimes these mistakes can make your speech sound even more
yeah,
natural.
yeah, even
And
more.
sometimes if you're trying to be too strict, like by the book, it's going to sound actually
Mhm.
unnatural, even though you're trying to make it be all like correct.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's super interesting.